Ladies and gentlemen, regret is one of the most powerful emotions a person can experience. It's the silent weight that presses down on a man's heart when he realizes what he once had but lost. It's the unshakable thought that replays in his mind late at night, making him wonder why he didn't act differently. When a man loses a real woman, someone who truly loved him, supported him, and gave her all, regret doesn't just whisper in the background of his life. It becomes a deafening voice that refuses to be ignored. At first, the loss might not feel like much. He may even believe that he'll move on easily. Maybe he tells himself that she wasn't the right one or that he can find someone else. The ego often blinds men in the beginning. They might go out, distract themselves, seek temporary pleasures to fill the void. But here's the thing about losing a real woman. There is no quick replacement for what she brought to his life. Over time, reality sets in. He begins to notice the absence of things he once overlooked. The way she used to check in on him when he was having a rough day. How she believed in his dreams when even he doubted himself. The warmth of her presence in moments when life felt overwhelming. The silence in his world becomes deafening. She is no longer there to comfort him, to listen, to challenge him to be better. And that's when regret begins to tighten its grip. Regret is cruel because it comes with clarity that arrives too late. He starts replaying past moments, analyzing his words, his actions, his mistakes. He remembers the times she tried to communicate her feelings, but he brushed them off. He thinks about how she expressed her needs, her hopes, her fears, and he realizes that he dismissed them, assuming she would always be there. He sees the ways he took her love for granted, how he let his own pride, distractions, or selfishness prevent him from truly appreciating what he had. It's not just the loss of her that pains him, it's the loss of who he was with her. A real woman doesn't just love a man, she elevates him. She sees potential in him that he might not even see in himself. She encourages him to chase his dreams, to stand tall in the face of adversity, to be a man of integrity. And when she's gone, he's left with a version of himself that feels lesser because he no longer has that force of love and support pushing him forward. There's an undeniable loneliness that comes with this realization. He may find himself reaching for his phone to text her, only to remember that she's not there anymore. He might hear a song that reminds him of her and feel an ache in his chest that wasn't there before. Social media becomes a cruel reminder, seeing her move on, seeing her smile, seeing her live a life that no longer includes him. It forces him to accept the hardest truth: she is gone, and there's nothing he can do to undo the past. Some men, when faced with this regret, go into denial. They blame her for leaving, tell themselves she was too emotional or too demanding. But deep down, if they are honest with themselves, they know the truth. They know that she didn't ask for too much. She just asked for what she deserved. She asked to be seen, to be valued, to be loved in the way she loved him. And if he failed to give her that, the loss is not hers, it is his. For the men who are wise enough to reflect, regret becomes a teacher. It shows them what they failed to appreciate, what they failed to nurture. They begin to understand that love is not about grand gestures or occasional words of affection. It's about consistency, effort, and emotional presence. They realize that a real woman doesn't leave because she stopped loving. She leaves because she finally started loving herself more than the pain of staying. This regret can be transformative. It can serve as the wake-up call that pushes a man to grow, to become better, to understand the depth of what he once had. But the hardest part of regret is knowing that growth doesn't always mean you get a second chance. He may evolve, he may learn, but it may be too late to apply those lessons with the woman he lost. She may have moved on, found someone who appreciates her the way he didn't. And that is a pain he must live with. However, this realization isn't just about past mistakes. It's about the future. A man who truly learns from regret will not repeat the same cycle. He will approach love differently, with greater awareness, with deeper appreciation. He will recognize the signs, listen when a woman expresses her needs, show up fully in the relationship rather than assuming she will always be there. He will understand that a real woman is not common, that love is not something to be taken for granted, and that the greatest mistake a man can make is waiting until she's gone to see her worth. Regret is a powerful force, but it doesn't have to be the end of the story. For the men who allow it to shape them, it becomes a catalyst for change. And for those who are still in relationships, who still have a real woman by their side, the message is clear. Don't wait until she's gone to realize what you have. Appreciate her now, respect her now, love her now, because once she walks away, you may never get another chance. A real woman is not defined solely by her beauty, her presence, or the way she carries herself. She is defined by the depth of her character, the strength of her heart, and the unwavering support she offers to the people she loves. She is the kind of woman who stands beside a man, not just in moments of joy and success, but in the trenches of struggle and hardship. She does not just provide affection, she nurtures, inspires, and elevates. She is a foundation, a safe space, and a source of wisdom, all wrapped into one. One of the most remarkable qualities of a real woman is her ability to see beyond the surface. She doesn't just look at what a man presents to the world. She sees his potential, his unspoken dreams, his deepest fears. She invests in his growth, not because she expects something in return, but because she genuinely believes in his ability to become more. When he doubts himself, she is the one whispering words of encouragement. When he stumbles, she does not ridicule. She helps him regain his footing. Her love is not just about passion, it is about partnership. Her strength is not loud or boastful, but it is undeniable. A real woman is resilient. She carries burdens that are often unseen, yet she continues to show up day after day with grace and determination. She is not easily broken by life's difficulties because she has learned how to adapt, how to push forward, and how to rise after every fall. She does not let the world harden her. Instead, she channels her struggles into wisdom. She is the kind of woman who turns pain into lessons and obstacles into stepping stones. Integrity is at the core of who she is. She does not manipulate, play games, or engage in deceit. She is honest, not just in her words, but in her actions. She values loyalty and expects the same in return. A real woman does not settle for half-hearted efforts or empty promises. She understands her worth and will not lower her standards for someone who does not recognize it. When she loves fully, but she will not beg for love in return. She knows that genuine connection cannot be forced, and she would rather walk away with her dignity intact than stay in a relationship where she is not valued. She is emotionally intelligent, aware of her feelings, and capable of deep empathy. She understands the power of communication, and she does not shy away from expressing her needs or concerns. However, she does not just speak, she listens. She pays attention to the unspoken words, the subtle changes in tone, the hidden emotions beneath the surface. She does not react impulsively. She seeks to understand, to resolve, and to build. She believes in working through difficulties, but she also knows when to step away if her efforts are not reciprocated. A real woman is not defined by perfection. She has flaws, insecurities, and moments of doubt. But what sets her apart is her ability to own them, to grow from them, and to never let them diminish her self-worth. She does not pretend to be something she is not. She embraces authenticity because she knows that real love and real connections are built on truth, not facades. She does not need validation from the world to know she is enough. She carries that certainty within herself. She is nurturing, but she is not a savior. She will support, uplift, and encourage, but she will not allow herself to be drained by someone who refuses to grow. She understands the difference between helping and enabling, between love and self-sacrifice. She will fight for a relationship, but she will not fight alone. If she sees that her love is not being respected, she will make the painful but necessary decision to walk away, not because she wants to, but because she has to. Her presence is felt even in her absence. When she leaves, there is an undeniable void. The warmth she brought, the energy she shared, the unwavering belief she had in the people around her, these things cannot be replaced. She is not easily forgotten because she is not ordinary. The kind of love she gives, the kind of support she offers, and the kind of impact she makes on a man's life are rare. A real woman understands that relationships are built on mutual effort. She is willing to give, but she also expects to receive. She will not chase after someone who does not appreciate her. She knows that love should never be one-sided. She will walk away with her head held high if she realizes that she is pouring into someone who refuses to pour back into her. She is independent, yet she understands the value of partnership. She does not need a man to complete her, but she wants a man who will complement her. She seeks a relationship where both individuals grow together, where both support each other's ambitions and dreams. She does not see love as possession. She sees it as a collaboration, a journey of two people committed to bringing out the best in each other. A real woman leaves an imprint on the lives she touches. She is not just a lover, she is a friend, a mentor, a guiding force. She does not just exist in a man's life, she transforms it. And that is why when she is gone, her absence is felt so deeply. A man who loses a real woman does not just lose a relationship, he loses a source of strength, wisdom, and unconditional support. He loses the version of himself that she helped him become. Her value cannot be measured in superficial terms. It is found in the way she loves, the way she nurtures, the way she challenges the people around her to be better. She is not easily replaced because what she offers is rare. And the tragedy is that too many men realize her worth only when she is no longer there. A real woman does not wait forever. She will give her love wholeheartedly, but she will also protect her heart. She knows that she deserves to be valued, and if she is not, she will move on. And when she does, the man who let her go will understand, too late, that he lost something truly irreplaceable. When a man loses a real woman, he embarks on an emotional roller coaster that he never anticipated. At first, he may convince himself that he is fine, that life will go on as usual, and that he will eventually find someone else. He tells himself that breakups happen all the time and that people move on. But deep inside, beneath the surface level confidence, a storm is brewing. He just doesn't realize it yet. The first stage often begins with denial. He may brush off the breakup as something temporary, believing that she will eventually come back. Maybe he avoids dealing with his emotions altogether, keeping himself busy with work, socializing, or indulging in distractions. He might even start dating other women, attempting to fill the void she left behind. But there is a problem. He soon realizes that no one else compares to her. No one else understands him the way she did. No one else sees him with the same depth, the same compassion, the same unwavering belief in his potential. It is in this stage that he starts to feel something unsettling, emptiness. As the days turn into weeks and reality begins to set in, he starts replaying past memories in his mind. He remembers the way she laughed, the way she looked at him with admiration, the way she stood by his side through his toughest moments. He recalls the times she expressed her feelings, the moments when she needed more from him, the instances where she asked him to be present, to listen, to grow. And then it hits him. He had something real, something rare, and he let it slip through his fingers. The second stage of this emotional journey is frustration. He may begin to feel a mix of anger and confusion. He might blame her for leaving, convince himself that she was too demanding, too emotional, too sensitive. This is his ego trying to protect him from the truth that she didn't leave because she wanted to, but because she had no other choice. She left because she finally realized that she deserved more than being unappreciated. He begins to feel frustration, not just towards her, but towards himself. The moments he ignored, the times he dismissed her concerns, the love he took for granted, all of it resurfaces like a painful reminder of what he lost. Then comes sadness. This stage is different from the initial pain of separation. It's not just about missing her presence, it's about realizing what she meant to him on a deeper level. He starts noticing how different his life feels without her. The house feels colder. The mornings lack the warmth of her voice. The little things she used to do, checking in on him, making sure he was okay, supporting his dreams, become glaringly absent. He begins to recognize that she wasn't just another woman. She was his best friend, his partner, his safe space. And now she's gone. Regret follows closely behind. This is the stage where the self-reflection becomes unavoidable. He starts asking himself difficult questions. Why didn't I appreciate her more? Why did I ignore the signs? Why did I assume she would always be there? He realizes that the effort she asked for was not unreasonable. She never asked for perfection. She simply wanted to feel valued, respected, and cherished. And now he understands that he failed to give her what she needed. The pain of this realization is overwhelming because by the time it fully sinks in, it's usually too late. After regret comes longing. He may find himself wanting to reach out to her to apologize, to fix things. He wants to tell her he understands now, that he's ready to be the man she deserved all along. But in many cases, she has already moved on. She has healed. She has found someone who sees her worth without having to lose her first. That is when he reaches the deepest level of this emotional journey, acceptance. Acceptance is the hardest stage because it forces him to come to terms with his loss. It is in this stage that he understands that no amount of regret or longing can change the past. He sees that he had his chance and he didn't take it seriously. And now she is gone, not because she stopped loving him, but because she finally started loving herself. For some men, this emotional roller coaster leads to growth. They take the lessons learned and become better partners in the future. They understand that love is not about possession, but about appreciation. They recognize that a real woman is not someone to be taken for granted, but someone to be cherished every single day. They vow to never make the same mistakes again. For others, however, this cycle of regret continues indefinitely. They spend years searching for someone who can replace what they lost, only to realize that what they had was one of a kind. They see glimpses of her in every woman they meet, but no one quite matches her energy, her depth, her authenticity. They learn, painfully, that a real woman leaves a lasting imprint, and once she is gone, life is never quite the same again. The emotional roller coaster of losing a real woman is not just about heartbreak. It's about self-discovery. It forces a man to face his own shortcomings, to confront the truth about his actions, and to grow from his mistakes. Some men rise from this experience stronger and wiser. Others remain trapped in a cycle of regret, forever haunted by the love they lost but failed to value when it mattered most. When a man loses a real woman, he begins to understand what true emotional security felt like. At first, he may not fully grasp it. He may think that moving on will be easy, that another woman can fill the space she left behind. But as time passes, he starts to notice the difference, not just in the way others treat him, but in how he feels within himself. A real woman does not just offer love. She provides emotional stability. She is the kind of person who brings peace into a man's life, who reassures him during moments of doubt, and who makes him feel like he is capable of facing anything. She doesn't create unnecessary drama or play mind games. Her presence is calming, her love is secure, and her words carry weight. She offers a safe space where he can be himself without fear of judgment or rejection. When she is gone, he begins to feel the absence of that security. Conversations with others seem shallow in comparison. The emotional depth she provided is missing. He starts to notice how rare it was to have someone who truly listened, who genuinely cared about his feelings, who wanted to understand him rather than just react to him. He realizes that she was not just a lover, she was his anchor. Without her, uncertainty creeps in. He might find himself questioning things he never had to before. The comfort of knowing there was someone who had his back unconditionally is no longer there. He used to take it for granted that she would check in on him, support him, and encourage him. Now, that absence is undeniable. It's in the late night thoughts, in the moments of loneliness, in the realization that no one else has quite filled the space she occupied in his life. He also begins to see how much she contributed to his emotional well-being. She didn't just love him, she helped him grow. She encouraged him to face his fears, to become better, to pursue his dreams. She was there during the tough moments, reminding him of his strength when he doubted himself. She saw his potential before he did. Now, without her, he feels the weight of having lost not just a partner, but a source of strength. This is when regret begins to sink in. He realizes that he had someone who was willing to stand by him, to build with him, to love him in a way that was rare. And yet, he didn't fully appreciate it at the time. He begins to see how much effort she put into understanding him, how much patience she showed when he was distant, how much love she gave without asking for anything in return but to be valued. He may try to find that same emotional security elsewhere, but it's not easily replaced. The way she made him feel safe, understood, supported was something unique to her. He realizes that she wasn't just a part of his life, she was a foundation, someone who made everything else feel more stable. Now, without that foundation, things feel uncertain, unsteady, incomplete. Losing a real woman means losing the kind of love that provides more than just passion. It provides emotional grounding. And once that kind of love is gone, a man understands that it was never something to take for granted. He learns, often too late, that a real woman's love is irreplaceable. When a man loses a real woman, he begins to understand the power of the emotional investment she made in him. At first, he may not fully recognize it. He may assume that all relationships carry the same level of care, support, and patience. But as time passes, he starts to realize that what she gave him was not ordinary. It was rare. It was deep. It was the kind of love that was built on sacrifice, effort, and a desire to see him succeed, not just for her benefit, but for his own growth as a man. A real woman does not just enter a man's life to be a companion, she becomes a builder. She sees his potential even when he does not. She believes in him when he struggles to believe in himself. She is not just there for the good times. She is there during his self-doubt, his failures, his low points. She pushes him, not in a way that pressures or controls, but in a way that inspires. She helps him see possibilities beyond his current circumstances. She encourages him to aim higher, to be better, to evolve. She is not content with mediocrity, and because she loves him, she does not allow him to settle for it either. She is the one who reminds him of his dreams when he wants to quit. She is the one who stays up late talking about his ambitions, offering solutions, finding ways to help. She is the one who prays for his success, who defends him when others doubt him, who stands by him even when he is unsure of his own path. She does not just offer love, she invests in his future. When she is gone, he starts to notice the difference. He may have thought at one point that her pushing him to grow was just something that anyone would do, but as he moves forward, he realizes that not everyone will challenge him in the way she did. Not everyone will hold him accountable. Not everyone will see his greatness and demand that he rise to meet it. Other people may flatter him, but few will push him to evolve. He starts to feel the absence of her belief in him. It's not just about missing her presence. It's about missing the way she made him feel capable, worthy, powerful. He notices that without her, there is no one reminding him of his potential. He begins to see how much of his growth was fueled by her encouragement. He may have once thought that he achieved success on his own, but now he realizes how much of his progress was connected to her constant support and motivation. Regret begins to creep in when he sees that the things she once warned him about are now proving to be true. Perhaps she advised him to take better care of his health, to be mindful of his finances, to stay focused on his goals. At the time, he may have dismissed her concerns. Now, without her presence, he starts to realize that her words came from a place of wisdom and love. She was not trying to control him. She was trying to help him build a better future. And now, without her guidance, he feels the loss of that influence. He also begins to see how much emotional labor she put into their relationship. She was the one who resolved conflicts, who kept things together, who made sure they both stayed connected, even when life got busy. She was the one who planned special moments, who remembered the little things, who made the relationship feel meaningful. Now, without her, he sees how much effort it truly takes to maintain a deep connection, and he realizes that she was the one carrying much of that weight. This realization often comes too late. By the time he understands how much she invested in him, she has already moved on. She has already found peace in knowing that she gave her best and that she deserves someone who will recognize her worth before she has to walk away. And that is when he truly understands losing a real woman does not just mean losing love. It means losing a force that was making him better, shaping him, and helping him grow. And once that force is gone, life feels different in a way he never expected. When a man loses a real woman, he eventually comes to the painful realization that there is no going back. At first, he may convince himself that he still has time, that he can fix things, that she will eventually come around. He may believe that, like before, she will still be there, waiting with the same patience and love she always had. But as time passes, reality starts to sink in. This time, it's different. This time, she's gone for good. A real woman does not walk away easily. She does not leave on impulse, nor does she give up at the first sign of trouble. She fights for the relationship. She tries to communicate, to fix what is broken, to hold on because she believes in love. But when she reaches her breaking point, when she has given all she can and still finds herself feeling unappreciated, unloved, and unheard, she makes a decision. And once she decides to leave, there is no turning back. She did not leave because she wanted to. She left because she had to. She left because she finally realized that staying meant losing herself. She left because she could no longer keep pouring into someone who was not pouring back into her. She walked away not because she stopped loving him, but because she finally started loving herself more. When a man realizes this, the weight of his loss becomes unbearable. He understands now that she was not being dramatic when she expressed her needs. She was not overreacting when she said she felt neglected. She was not asking for too much. She was asking for the bare minimum: love, appreciation, respect, and effort. And he sees now that he failed to give her that. He may try to reach out, thinking an apology will fix everything. He may try to remind her of the good times, hoping that nostalgia will bring her back. But he quickly realizes that the woman he lost is no longer the same woman. She has grown, she has healed, she has moved on. And the most painful part, she no longer sees him the same way. A real woman does not leave to teach a lesson. She leaves to find peace. And once she finds that peace, she is not willing to trade it for uncertainty again. She remembers how she felt when she was with him, how she questioned her worth, how she waited for change that never came, how she kept giving without receiving. She will not put herself through that again. He starts to understand that no other woman can truly replace her. He may try to fill the void with temporary distractions, but they do not provide what she did: the emotional depth, the unconditional support, the way she believed in him. All of it is gone. And he sees now that losing her was not just losing a relationship, it was losing a part of himself that she helped nurture. The hardest part of losing a real woman is knowing that she gave him every opportunity to appreciate her while she was still there. She communicated, she compromised, she forgave, and he realizes too late that if he had just valued her when he had the chance, she would still be his. But now she belongs to her future, not his past. And that is a loss that will stay with him forever. Losing a real woman is not just about losing a partner. It's about losing someone who genuinely loved, supported, and believed in you. It's about realizing, often too late, that the love she gave was rare, that the security she provided was irreplaceable, and that the emotional investment she made was something most people will never offer. By the time a man understands what he has, she has already moved on. Not because she wanted to, but because she had no choice. She gave him her time, her patience, and her heart, but when she saw that her love was not valued, she chose to walk away. And when a real woman walks away, she does not return. The lesson here is clear. Appreciation must come before loss. A man must recognize the value of a real woman while she is still by his side, not when she has already left. He must understand that love is not something to be taken for granted. It is something to be nurtured, protected, and reciprocated. Because once a real woman is gone, no amount of regret can bring her back. The pain of losing her will be the greatest reminder that love, when real, should never be neglected.